What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise here on Madden 21. We've got a jam-packed episode today, so get your popcorn ready because it's going to be a fun one. We have a game against the 6-4 Cleveland Browns, but before that, we are going to do some prospect profiles. The positions we will be looking at today are running back and wide receiver. So far in this draft class, we've only looked at quarterbacks, and I want to get through all the positions by the end of the year. So a lot of the episodes until the end of Season 1 will feature scouting. First, I want to evaluate what we currently have. We're going to start with the running back position, obviously led by Leonard Fournette, who's a great player, but he's on the final year of his contract, and if we don't bring him back, I don't think the starter is on our roster. So definitely looking at this year's draft to maybe get a day one starter next year, or maybe get a compliment for Leonard Fournette if he returns. The first player we're going to look at today is Kentucky's Davion Riddick. Riddick is a very interesting prospect, probably a guy who's going to go towards the middle of the draft. A very quick and crafty runner with a lot of speed. He's excellent with the ball in his hands. However, he is a one-dimensional back. Not a guy who's going to be your short yardage guy or be on the field during third downs. So I think if you get him the ball in spurts, he could be a really, really good player. Riddick is a little bit inconsistent at times, but when he's on, he's a big play waiting to happen. He's a very intriguing prospect, and I don't really know what to expect for Davion Riddick's NFL career, but I'm very excited to see the show unfold. Hey, maybe it'll be in a Jaguars jersey. The next player we're going to look at is the top running back projected in this year's draft, and that is Juice Johnson. He's only 5'9", 186 pounds, but he plays a lot bigger than his frame suggests. He's a very crafty runner as well. Excellent when he is in open space. He's an asset in the passing game as well. You can have him on the field in first, second, and third downs. He does have some nagging medical injuries. He doesn't have any major concerns, but he does have a lot of nagging stuff here and there. He's also very inconsistent. Some games he looks like he doesn't belong. Other games he looks like he's the best playmaker in the country. So if Juice can become a little bit more consistent, I think he could be a really, really good pro at the next level. And I think he has more upside than any running back in this year's draft. Now we look at Auburn's Joe Chisholm. Chisholm is the definition of a power runner. He's going to be a short yardage back for a team at worst. So I think he's guaranteed to have a good role in the NFL, and because of that, he has a very high floor. Has never fumbled it in his career, and is a very tough football player. He's not a great athlete, he's not super shifty, and he didn't win the genetic lottery. However, with his toughness and ability to out-muscle defenders, I think he's a very valuable player, and I think he could have great use, at least as a power back for a team. Maybe he develops into more than that. Next up, we're going to look at Arkansas's Kyra Brooks. Brooks is only a projected 7th round selection. However, the talent is there. He has an excellent blend of power, speed, and athleticism and has all the tools to be a superstar. He does have some multiple off-the-field issues at Arkansas, and that's a problem. He's had issues with domestic violence, with the goods. I don't know if I could say that word on YouTube without getting demonetized, but I think you know what I mean. And if he can control himself off the field, he'll be a phenomenal player, and I think a team like Jacksonville late in the draft could take a chance on a guy like Kyra Brooks. The last running back we're going to look at is another projected first-rounder, Reese Olstadt from Miami. Olstadt is the most polished running back in this draft, and this is a guy who's absolutely going to make a day one impact. He has good carrying, he has good ball carrier moves. However, kind of like a lot of the other running backs we've talked about today, doesn't have great power, and isn't going to be a huge threat in the receiving game, which obviously does hurt. So I think that really limits his ceiling. However, I think he does have a very high floor, and he'll be a great runner right off the bat. So Reese Olstadt, definitely a player to watch out for to make an early impact in his NFL career. So now let's look at the wide receivers. Once again, I want to evaluate the players we currently have at that position. Of course, we got DJ Chark, who just completed his breakout challenge. He now has superstar development. I recorded this clip before he got the superstar development, so that's why it's not showing. And there are a lot of other players to like here. Laviska Shenault's had a good rookie year. Dede Westbrook's a good player, but he is on a contract year, and because of that, the Jags are also in the wide receiver market. Just like the 2020 draft class, this is a phenomenal wide receiver class. Maybe not quite as much talent at the top, but it is as deep, if not deeper, than the 2020 class. So let's start with the University of Clemson. They have a great duo, including junior Isaiah Thomas. Thomas is a very raw player, but has the upside to be a phenomenal pro. I think he's probably going to be a late first, early second round pick, mainly based on his upside. He does have very good hands. Definition of a height, weight, speed receiver. At 6'4", 210, he possesses great athleticism. However, he's not a great route runner. He isn't a tough football player, and on the scouting report, you see that he needs to become more of a football player than just a receiver. I know that sounds confusing, but right now he is a wide receiver. He needs to develop into more of a tough football player, and you can't just be a receiver who loves to highlight plays of the NFL. You got to be more than that. His teammate on the other side is Callaway Claiborne. Claiborne is the top projected receiver in this draft. Probably a guy who's going to go in the top 5, if not definitely the top 10. He has elite physical skills. He's a one-on-one nightmare for smaller defensive backs, very good hands, and jumps out of the gym. He's not a great route runner. He isn't phenomenal with the ball, and he has had multiple surgeries on his left knee. Has not missed significant time during his Clemson years. However, he tore his left ACL twice in high school, which is obviously a major concern. If the injuries are not a bother, then Claiborne will become a really, really good receiver very early on in his NFL career. One of the other projected first-round receivers in this year's class is Miami's Marquise Parks. Parks is a redshirt senior, already 23 years old, one of the older players in this year's draft class, which does hurt him. However, he's a very similar player to the guy we just talked about, Callaway Claiborne. Parks has elite physical skills and is a matchup nightmare for smaller defensive backs. He has very good hands, however, he's not a freak athlete, nor is he a great route runner, and I think because of that, he does not have a super high ceiling, but he does have a good floor, and I think he's going to be a really serviceable receiver for a long time in this league. Now we're going to take a look at Ole Miss's Tyreek Jones II. Jones is a really interesting player, only a redshirt sophomore, so he does not have a lot of collegiate experience under his belt. However, he has really good hands, and he's actually a very solid route runner, contrary to a lot of the other receivers we've talked about so far. He's also blazing fast, should run in the 4.3s. However, he does not have elite physical skills. He's pretty small at 5'11", 187. That doesn't help. Does not have great yak abilities and isn't a smart football player. And what I mean by that is he needs a better feel for the game. At times he can look lost in the middle of the field, and I think if he develops some awareness and is a smarter player, he'll be really good. One of my favorite players in this year's class is USC's wide receiver Quincy Ogunbowale. Very fun name to say. Very fun player to watch as he is popping off the tape here in this game against Stanford. Ogunbowale is just 20 years old. He is the youngest player in this class, regardless of position. He's a phenomenal deep threat. He has great speed, great deep routes, has elite physical skills and physical traits. He is raw. However, if he develops, this guy's going to be the best receiver in the draft, period. And one of the best receivers in football. I am pounding the table for Jacksonville to draft this kid, regardless if D.D. Westbrook stays or not. The final player we're going to look at today is Westlake's Ori Eyiluko. I'm sure if you watch the Westlake series, you definitely know this name. Eyiluko has been on the team for a long time, now is a redshirt senior, ready to kick off his NFL career. This is the fastest player in college football. He is a legit shot to break John Ross's 40-yard dash record, and I don't say that lightly. He's been very productive in his entire career with Westlake. He has good hands. However, outside of his speed, the rest of his athleticism is fairly average, and he needs to work on his short game. However, when he is going deep, he can absolutely burn defenders and is one of the most dangerous players in college football. So that'll do it for today's scouting portion. Now it's time to focus on our current Jacksonville Jaguars, starting with the breakout challenge for DJ Chark. Of course, just last week, he had a breakout opportunity against the Steelers and racked up over 150 receiving yards, moving him from star to superstar. Now, he needs either 200 receiving yards or 4 touchdowns to move up to Superstar X Factor. It's going to be a tall task. However, I'm sure he's going to get the ball a lot today. Chark's new abilities include Energizer and Short Out Elite. He also got 8,000 XP for completing the breakout challenge last time. and he got +2 speed, so he now has 96 speed. So far on the season, Chark has nearly passed his total from last year for receiving yards. I believe he is currently ranked as the top receiver in the AFC, and he leads the NFL in receiving yards by a wide margin. Despite being 3-7, our Jaguars still have a legit shot to compete for the division. The Texans and Titans are only a game ahead at 4-6. The Colts and Jags, meanwhile, at 3-7. So Jacksonville still has a legit shot to compete for a playoff spot. Today's opponent is Madden's darlings, the Cleveland Browns, led by quarterback Baker Mayfield. And I've noticed that Baker is really good in sim this year for whatever reason. This season has been no different. Coming off a sophomore slump, Baker has really played well as a third-year pro, and I'm sure he's going to get paid big time when his contract is up very soon. The Browns have a lot of talent on defense as well, led by Myles Garrett, one of the top pass rushers in football, who already has over 10.5 sacks this year. The Browns also have former Jaguar Yannick Ngakoue. Earlier in the season, Yannick Ngakoue was traded along with tight end James O'Shaughnessy to the Browns for David Njoku and a 4th-round pick. Ngakoue's been very quiet in Cleveland, only half a sack. However, that's because he broke his foot in his very first game as a Cleveland Brown. He returned healthy last week and actually played pretty well, so now he gets his second full game as a Brown today against his former team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, which should be very fun. The rest of this roster head-to-toe is one of the best in the NFL. We all know this. And you don't need coaching and chemistry to be a good team in Madden Sim. So that definitely goes in favor of the Cleveland Browns. Let's get this game underway. Week 12 football is officially underway as the 3-7 Jacksonville Jaguars, losers of their past 3 straight games, are returning home to TIAA Bank Field here in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, to take on the 6-4 Cleveland Browns, who are in the midst of a very competitive divisional race with the Steelers and Ravens. Cleveland has it as on 2nd and 2. Baker Mayfield connects with the rookie tight end Harrison Bryant, who is more wide open than a McDonald's drive-thru at 5 o'clock in the morning on that play. No Austin Hooper today for Cleveland, so the main tight ends will be former Jaguar James O'Shaughnessy, along with rookie Harrison Bryant. 3rd and inches, Baker's pass is incomplete. Good defense by Jacksonville. So 4th and inches, they're going to go for it. 2 minutes into the game, and it doesn't work. Nick Chubb loses a pair of yards, but rookie linebacker Shaq Quarterman brings him down. Quarterman's only gotten limited snaps this year, but when he's been in the game, he's been really impressive, I've got to say. Jacksonville now with it. There's Gardner Minshew connecting with DJ Chark for a gain of around 20. And a Jacksonville first down. Now from the 22, 2nd and 10. Minshew looking to throw it, sailing it in the back of the end zone for DJ Chark. That's a touchdown. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the board. Unfortunately, Cam Robinson would get hurt. And spoiler alert, it's a pretty big injury. Cleveland now with it. 2nd and 8. Baker Mayfield looking to throw it. He gets it to Odell Beckham, who brings it to the 42-yard line before being wrapped up by Trey Herndon. Now from the 46, Mayfield going up the middle for a wide open James O'Shaughnessy, his first catch against his former team, as O'Shaughnessy making a nice play there. 1st and goal now from the 6. Baker over to O'Shaughnessy for the touchdown. That's a way to get revenge, and the Cleveland Browns will quickly tie it up at 7 apiece. Jacksonville now with it. 2nd and 5. Minshew looking to throw it, and he connects with the former Brown, David Njoku, his first catch of the day against his old team. 2nd and 10 now from the 39. Minshew, quick pass for Laviska Shenault. Nice first down for the rookie out of Colorado as he gets 11. Good start to the game today for Minshew. 3rd and 5 now at the 23. Minshew looking to throw it. Can't really find anyone under some pressure. Gets it to Dede Westbrook, who is unable to get the first down. So now it's 4th and 1. And the Jaguars are going to go for it. It didn't work for the Browns, so Jacksonville figures they're going to try their luck with it, as it's a handoff for Chris Thompson, and he does not get it. Thompson, in his first game since week 2, once he entered IR, he is finally back healthy today. Not an ideal start to his return. Cleveland now with it as there's Kareem Hunt to the 39. Hunt has been very busy so far in the receiving game. 2nd and 1, handoff for Nick Chubb now. Good gain before being brought down for 40 by Ronnie Harrison. Rookie offensive tackle Jedrick Wills is injured on the play. That's not good news for Cleveland. Following play, as Chubb loses to Josh Allen with the initial contact, and C.J. Henderson brought him down. It's been a rough rookie season for C.J. Henderson, but I've got to say, he has played well in recent weeks. 2nd and 12 now from the 42. Baker under a ton of pressure from Josh Allen. He's going to scramble, and Baker gains 19 before being brought down from behind by the linebacker Quincy Williams. 3rd and 12 now for the Browns at the 25-yard line. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the first half as Baker under a ton of pressure, and it's incomplete. Ifeadi Adenebu, the trade deadline acquisition, makes the play, wearing Yannick Ngakwe's number 91. And I've got to say, since being acquired from the Vikings, Adenebu's been a really good pickup for this defense. 4th and 12, Seibert's field goal is nearly blocked by Tremaine Brock. The kick is good, however, and the Browns have the lead now as it's 10-7. Jacksonville with it. Minshew gets it to DJ Chark for a gain of 19. Busy day so far here in this one for Chark. Following play, Minshew going deep. What a throw! Right on the money, and Chark brings it to the 24. That was an absolute dot. 3rd and 1 now, handoff for Chris Thompson. He gets the first down, bringing it to the 1. Leonard Fournette missed most of the first half with an injury, so it's mainly been the Thompson and Peterson show in the backfield. 1st and goal, it's a handoff for the tight end / fullback Tyler Davis. His first career touchdown in the NFL, by the way. As the Jaguars will regain the lead, it is now 14-10. Nearing the 2-minute mark in the first half, 2nd and 8. Kareem Hunt with another reception. He has been dominant as a receiver today. 3rd and 3 now from the 50. Past the 2-minute warning. Mayfield dumps it off for James O'Shaughnessy, who will run out of bounds for a gain of 10 and, more importantly, a Browns first down. However, on 3rd and 11, Baker's pass will be incomplete. Cleveland would have to punt it. Jacksonville now has it. 3rd and 10. Minshew going to run with it, and he is wrapped up out of bounds at the 35-yard line by Sione Takitaki. So once again, Cleveland will get the ball back. Both teams trading punts very late here in the first half. 3rd and 10, it's going to be a handoff for Nick Chubb. He does not get anything. Miles Jack with the play. Jacksonville calls timeout. Now another punt for Cleveland. Neither of these teams are deciding to do anything offensively late in the first half. As on first down, Minshew is sacked by the corner, Terrence Mitchell. And now there's only 24 seconds until halftime. 2nd and 21. Jacksonville's still going to try to make a drive here as Chark gets the first down, bringing it to the 39. And the Jaguars would immediately send the field goal unit out, not trying to risk anything. 56-yard attempt for Lambeau, and the kick is short. That's what she said, and to be specific, that's what she told me last night. Browns down to 8 seconds here in the first half. 2nd and 4, nearly intercepted by Miles Jack. Instead, Hunt makes the catch, bringing it to the 34. So that'll bring out Austin Seibert. 51-yard field goal to try to make it a 1-point game before halftime, and it is short and wide right. No good. That is how the first half ends in what has been a very exciting football game so far. Your Jacksonville Jaguars currently lead it 14-10. It's been a busy one for DJ Chark. 7 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. 71 yards away, or 3 touchdowns away, from Superstar X Factor. Jacksonville starting with the rock. 3rd and 2. Minshew going to keep it himself. And he gets 5. Good gutsy run by Minshew for the first down. 3rd and 10 now from the 48. Under a ton of pressure. What a throw! And what a catch by Chark at the 21. Very nice play by the Minshew and Chark duo. As it is now 1st and 15 after a penalty. Handoff for Leonard Fournette, who is back from a minor injury. He gets 16 and a first down. Fournette has been very busy on this drive, so why not cap it off with 6? As he dives the ball ahead of the pylon for a touchdown. And the Jaguars now lead it by 2 possessions, as it is now 21-10. Cleveland now has it, 2nd and 4 at the 31. Baker will hand it off for Nick Chubb. Chubb gets past a pair of defenders, and he's gone. 69-yard run. What a nice play by Nick Chubb. Pun intended. And with a Thanos snap of the finger, it is a 1-score game very quickly. Cleveland is going to go for 2, try to make it a field goal deficit, as Mayfield, quick pass for James O'Shaughnessy, who will get the grab and it is now a 3-point game, 21-18. Jacksonville has it. Minshew on first down from the 25, under a ton of pressure, and he is going to be sacked by Olivier Vernon. Vernon's playing time has certainly got cut down with the addition of Ngakoue, but still an impactful player on this team. 2nd and 20, Minshew under a load of pressure from Myles Garrett, forced a pass that should have been intercepted, but instead was somehow caught by D.D. Westbrook for an incredible gain of 18. Unfortunately, Jawan Taylor is hurt, so the Jaguars are now without Cam Robinson, Ben Barch, and Jawan Taylor right now. That's like 3 of their only half-decent tackles. As there is DJ Chark with the first down, getting closer and closer to the 200 yards mark. Now at the 50, handoff for Leonard Fournette. Good run as he brings it to the 35. He heard us talking about potential replacements in the draft, so he wants to play for another contract. 3rd and 4, nice throw from Minshew over to Laviska Shenault, who will bring it to the 14 before being quickly tackled by Denzel Ward. First play of the 4th quarter, 3rd and goal, handoff for Adrian Peterson, and he's going to lose 5. Brought down by Mack Wilson. So now it's 4th and goal at the 7. Jacksonville going to be forced to kick a field goal. Josh Lambo missed his first attempt this game. This one only from 24 yards out. He drills it, and it is now 24-18. Cleveland with it. 3rd and 7, screen for Kareem Hunt, who continues to be a dominant factor in the receiving game. He only gets 6. Wrapped up by Ronnie Harrison. Huge tackle. So Jacksonville has it back. 2nd and 3. Minshew scrambling, and he is sacked. You figured Myles Garrett would get to the quarterback today. It's about time as Garrett brings him down. Jawan Taylor back in the game, by the way, as he was responsible for that sack. 3rd and 12. Minshew gets it to Chark for a gain of 22. And at this point, DJ Chark is over the 200 yards mark. So unless he loses like 7 yards, he's going to get Superstar X Factor. 3rd and 11, short pass for Chark. He only gets 6, wrapped up by Cleveland. So now 4th and 5, a 49-yard field goal attempt from Josh Lambo to make it a 2-score game, and it is a beauty. Right down Main Street, and it is now a 9-point lead, 27-18 with about 4 minutes to go. 2nd and 5, Baker Mayfield looking to throw it, scrambling, and he connects with Odell Beckham, quickly tackled at the 46 for a gain of 18 by Herndon. Now it's 2nd and 4 to 31. Mayfield, another quick throw for James O'Shaughnessy, who's had a really good game against his former team. This was supposed to be the Yannick Ngakoue revenge tour. Instead, it's the James O'Shaughnessy revenge game. 2nd and 1. Mayfield is sacked by Josh Allen. The first sack today by the Jaguars defense, by the way. 4th and 11. Seibert forced to kick the field goal, and it is now 21-27, a one-score game. Cleveland's not out of it. Going to go for the onside kick. It is recovered by Laviska Shenault. So the Browns are not in a good position, but they've got to get a stop here as it is 3rd and 4. If Jacksonville gets the first down, it is game over. Handoff for Leonard Fournette, and he's actually going to lose a pair of yards. Cleveland not letting him get any opportunity to break away. Jacksonville will not be in field goal range, so they'd have to punt it. Cleveland has about a minute and 0 timeouts to drive down the field and try to win it. 2nd down, nice play by James O'Shaughnessy, who's wrapped up by Henderson and crew at the 46. Cleveland has to get back to the line of scrimmage quickly. Now only about 30 seconds to play. There is Kareem Hunt on a nice catch, bringing it to the 33-yard line. Now we're down to 9 seconds. As it is 2nd and 10, Baker pretty much has to take a shot for the end zone. Gonna scramble, dumps it off for Kareem Hunt, who has 13 receptions today. That's a lot. Down to 3 seconds. This is it. Either it goes or it doesn't. For Odell Beckham, and it's broken up by Trey Herndon. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, in dramatic fashion, will win the game. 27-21 is your final. A very exciting one down to the end. But Jacksonville wins it. They will improve to 4-7. Both quarterbacks had good games. Not great, but both played fairly well. 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions for both. Very similar stat lines. Both teams ran the ball well. Leonard Fournette had a good game, mainly in the second half. Nick Chubb mainly had that one big run. In the receiving game, obviously DJ Chark had 212 yards. He now has X Factor. But look at Kareem Hunt. 13 catches, 136 yards. James O'Shaughnessy, 5 catches for 90 yards. So, wide receivers only caught 5 passes today for the Browns, while O'Shaughnessy and Kareem Hunt caught 18 of Baker's 23 completions. That's wild. Not a lot of sacks in this game. I think Cleveland had 3 and we only had 1, which was by Josh Allen, who now has 8.5 sacks this season. No interceptions, no turnovers at all, which is pretty crazy. So that would bring us to the DJ Chark breakout opportunity. Obviously, he did complete it with like 212 yards. I think that was the number. More importantly, he now has Superstar X Factor, and he also gets 20,000 XP. So in the past 2 episodes, not only has DJ Chark gone up from Star to Superstar X Factor, but he's also gotten 5 skill points in the process. Chark's zone ability is Ankle Breaker, which means he has an increased chance of making nice moves after the catch, which I think is actually pretty good, so I'm happy he got that one. With the 3 skill points, we're going to put 1 into Route Runner and 2 into Deep Threat. So Chark has gone from like an 83 overall star to an 88 X Factor within 2 episodes. That is crazy. And all of a sudden, DJ Chark is one of the best receivers on paper in football. He's actually an 89 overall if you count morale into it, but in true talent, he is an 88 overall. Some big upgrades, +3 catching, +3 awareness, +2 agility. He has 90 deep route, 96 catching, 95 excel, 96 speed. He's a monster. He's a monster. We're going to have to pay him a lot next year, but, I mean, someone get the truck because we are willing to hand him some money. Unfortunately, despite a very good week for most players on the team, it was not for Cam Robinson. Robinson is going to be placed on IR, effectively ending his season most likely. Obviously, in a contract year, this is very disappointing for Cam Robinson, who already missed games earlier in the year with an injury. When Robinson was on the field, he actually impressed me. Cam Robinson played really well this year and is probably a guy I'm going to look to re-sign in the offseason unless the price is gigantic. So that'll end the episode. Next time, we got the 5-6 Minnesota Vikings, in what should be a fun one. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm out. Deuces.